The world contains innumerable objects of indescribable beauty. Freshly bloomed flowers in the park, the ethereal beauty of the rising sun, starry skies. At some point in our lives, each of us has inevitably asked, what is this beauty? Where does it come from? Thanks for tuning into the Vedanta channel, in which I present ideas from Hinduism, the world's oldest religion, and Vedanta, the spiritual heart of Hinduism. We find the same question in the Veda. Whence is this? When there was neither aught nor naught, and darkness was hidden in darkness, who projected this universe? Asks the Veda. These questions are as old as humankind itself. Millions of attempts have been made to answer them. Millions more attempts will be made. Each time these questions were answered, a kernel of truth was carried over to the succeeding generations, and thus truth gathered momentum over time. So it was in ancient India. The earliest questions on creation and God come from the Sankhyan philosophers. Sage Kapila, the Sankhyan rishi and an avatar of Mahavishnu, is rightly described as the first philosopher of humankind. The Sankhyans were much like us today, awestruck by the wonder of creation. They marveled at its astonishing diversity. At first they wondered why there was anything at all in this world. Then they deduced that creation, just as a giant tree evolves from a tiny seed, creation came through a process of evolution. By knowing one lump of clay in our hand, we may know the nature of all the clay in the universe, says the Veda. Seeing this uniformity, the Sankhyans deduced the nature of the cosmos from their observations of nature. They came to an important conclusion that the manifested or the grosser state is the effect, and the finer state the cause. In other words, creation is a process of evolution from a finer cause to a coarser effect. Creation is a process of evolution from a finer cause to a coarser effect. Thousands of years ago, Sage Kapila demonstrated that creation is the effect of a cause, and that destruction was the effect reversing itself into the cause. When a man dies, he returns to the elements that created him. When the earth dies, it will return to the cosmic elements, and so it goes on. The cause and the effect are not different. They seem different because they appear in different forms. The Sankhyans were arguably the first to put forth a theory of evolution, although it dealt with the cosmos and creation and not with organic life, as Charles Darwin did. There is one other fact to learn from the Sankhyans about creation and dissolution. A baby is not born after just one day in the mother's womb. A seed does not instantly turn into a tree. Rather, everything goes through a process of gestation. Similarly, creation, the Sankhyan said, goes through a period of dormancy before it projects itself as the cosmos. This entire cycle of creation, dissolution, and gestation, they called it a kalpa. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked what you heard, do consider subscribing to the Vedanta channel and sharing it with others like you who may be interested.